trying a bit of a different angle today. Instead of doing a get ready with me by my desk, which I always do, I thought I would try it sitting on my bed and see how that goes. I have my handy dandy hand mirror, and we're just gonna see how it goes. I have to make sure I don't sit on my feet or step on my toes or anything because I just painted them. So I have an idea for a lookbook today, which I might have already released by the time that I put this video out. If I have, I will drop it in a card. Yes, that is the right side. Drop it in a card up above. But if not, then you should be excited and it's coming. And I thought, I am a big fan of any video where I can get multiple videos out of an idea. And I thought this would be perfect to just do a little get ready with me, using my Kiko primer at the moment. I will be mentioning all of the products as I normally do. But yeah, I thought it would be really fun, just sit down. I'm doing a really nice basic sort of everyday vintage look, which will, I think, be really good for you all to see. I'm just going to tip all of my makeup out onto the bed. I have my hair in sort of clips and pins, as you can see, and that is, I think, a good place to start by talking about my hair. So obviously we went from quite long vintage sort of waves, a bit more sort of Rita Hayworth, to a very, very short haircut. And in case you are unaware, this haircut is inspired by the 1920s. It's 1920s haircut, and I was heavily inspired by the film The Great Gatsby by Baz Luhrmann. I should probably be banned from watching that film because every time I do, I get the urge to cut off my hair, and I've now done that twice. The last time I had short hair like this was when I was in my end of my first year going into my second year of university. It was when I just started. I feel like that haircut was the catalyst for my getting into vintage style, and now we are what, 5 years on, and I'm back to the short sort of flapper hair, but with a lot more vintage style knowledge and experience. So I'm really excited to get my finger waves on, I've got to tell you. And I love my little blonde front panel, can't get over it, it's so pretty. I keep all of my brushes in one place so they are easy to use, and I have actually been using a new foundation recently. This is the Kiko Lost in Amalfi Lightweight Velvet Foundation. I'm in the shade 1, which is the lightest. But yes, I feel like in The Great Gatsby, in that film, Daisy Buchanan and Jordan Baker are the two characters who have this sort of hairstyle. I feel like Daisy's hair is a bit sort of softer and a bit fluffier at the back, and mine's a little bit more sleek and sort of cut in, as you can see. But I think my hair is a bit more inspired by Jordan Baker because her haircut is a little bit sleeker, a little bit cut closer to the head, like mine. So I really, really like it. I just pop the foundation onto the back of my hand, and then I'm going in and giving myself a lovely vintage complexion. Nice and even and soft, and messing up all of the clips in my hair as I do so. I like to apply foundation with a brush. I know that so many people have been on the sponge train for so many years now, but apart from a brief stint, I could never really get into the sponge. I never really saw that much of an appeal. That came from my soul. And then once that's all applied, I go in with a brush like this. It kind of looks like a toothbrush, but like bigger. And I use circular motions I'm just going to spray that with a bit of a setting spray. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows, and for my eyebrows I fill them in with powder at the moment, and I always use this brush. It's a double-ended brush and it's just from Wilkinson's. I swear this was probably about £2, but it's amazing, and I use, my favourite at the moment is these two brown colours from the Faced Clover palette. Sort of mix those together. And my eyebrows are definitely not for everyone, I know that, but I just fill them in. I do sort of look at them side by side, but I really don't stress too much if they're not perfectly even, as long as they're sort of in the same wheelhouse. That's fine by me. And I'm happy with those brows. Obviously the 1920s were known for their very shaved off and penciled in brows, kind of like the 60s actually. A lot of people did that in the 60s as well. I know Sophia Loren did that. And the 50s were very arched. The 40s had quite... It was unusual because I read in a beauty book that the 40s admired quite thicker brows, but when you look at stars like Rita Hayworth, Judy Garland, they had really thin penciled in brows, so who knows. I'm going in with a blending brush and a light peachy colour from the Too Faced Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette, and I'm just gonna lay that down in my crease. This is just gonna give some warmth, give some roundness to the eye, give a bit of definition, because I want this to be a really easy, simple makeup look, because I'm going to be wearing a few outfits, a few different styles. I just think it's going to be easier. And then for my lid, I think, what am I going to do? Yeah, I think I'm going to mix this colour for the Graham and the colour Drizzle It, and use that as a nice sort of browny coppery lid shade. Actually just going to take a bit more of the more sort of coppery colour on my finger, and I'm going to dab that just sort of from the centre of my eye and outward. It's really pretty, really simple. I'm not doing any kind of really harsh contouring or anything like that. And then just applying a shimmery white on the brow bone quite heavily, especially focusing on under the arch of the brow. Because that will lift the brow, brighten everything up, blah 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 blah. And I will sort of highlight the inner corner and stuff in a second. But then I'm going to use the Kiko Smart Colour Mascara, and this is in one of my favourite colours. This is an electric blue, and because nearly all of the dresses that I'm wearing in the lookbook have blue in them, this is going to help the makeup tie in to that. And it's also really, really pretty colour for brown eyes. especially with the sort of browny coppery shades that we have. I find that this just really makes brown eyes pop. Between this eye and this eye, I think it looks really pretty. So I feel like I haven't really spoken about, I guess, why I decided to cut my hair. The main reason is that I was just getting real tired of the state my hair was in. I had a little bit of damage, which led to quite a few broken hairs around my head, which you've probably noticed in tutorials and whatnot. And I kept thinking, you know, I want long hair, and I realised that I did want long hair at that point, but I didn't want my hair. I wanted long hair that didn't have breakage and that was, you know, all one length and a lot healthier. So I was just getting increasingly frustrated with mine. And then, as I said, I watched The Great Gatsby and I was like, oh my god, that's the first thing I've seen that idea that I've had for my hair that I've been super excited about and that I know is achievable. And especially with the blonde sort of front panel, which is so pretty and I'm so obsessed with it. I did not know if we would be able to do that with the state my hair was in, but because I'd been being quite gentle with it, trying not to do too much, putting a lot of K18 and moisturising treatments and stuff in, my hair was healthy enough that that front section could be blonded out and I could have my gorgeous front panel with no issues. And that concealer has just completely covered any of that eyeshadow. It looks so much better now, so much cleaner. Oh, I love it. What I am going to do is just take a little bit of this Faced Too Femme blusher and I'm actually going to pop some of that just sort of in the inner corner in like a halo, upwards halo shape. So there's a little bit of like a pinky warmth to the eye. It's really subtle, but I just like the way it looks. I just think it's pretty. My powder, which I am so very nearly out of and I desperately need to get more of because it's so good. This is the Makeup Revolution, no, the I Heart Revolution Peach Powder. And I want a nice matte complexion, especially because it's quite warm. I'm going to be changing a lot, so I'm probably going to get really warm. I want a nice powder on there to help reduce the shine. I'm thinking a matte sort of corally colour is going to be the best today. But yeah, with my hair, I just really needed something that I was super excited about. Also something that was fairly easy to maintain, because I can just wet style this into like finger waves and stuff, let it dry and then pretty much let it be, which is really exciting for me. I just need you to be a bit further that way. Doing my blush, trying to do it a bit higher. Yeah, I wanted something that I was excited for, that I thought I could maintain, that was pretty easy. Make sure I get that around my forehead because it's very exposed. Okay. And I would say that this definitely fits the bill. And then, of course, we've got to do a red lip. And I'm gonna do the classic Besame Red, which is a colour from 1920, and it's such a perfect sort of universal red colour. And there you have a really gorgeous, universal, really simple, easy, everyday vintage makeup. And I think it's so pretty. And now I'm also going to take out my clips. So take this one out here. Take this out. There you go, that's sculpted into that little flick, which is what I wanted. Take this out. And there we are. So this is the finished look. I really hope that you all enjoyed it and that you found it fun and interesting to watch. Let me know what you think of the different setup, because I thought it was really fun. I do love you all so very much. Please do remember that you can follow me on all of my activities. You can follow me on social media by following all the links in the description. You can also buy me a coffee if you do so wish. Please do remember to have courage and be kind, and may all of your dreams come true, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!